Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Marina. I'm a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lashing videos, and today we are doing a fluffy mega volume set. It is super glamorous, super fluffy, and definitely not for everybody, but for those girls that like extreme mega volume, this is the look for you. And so before I get into any of my sets, I always like to say, I put a disclaimer out there that all the advice and tips that I'm giving you guys is completely subjective. I am no way a trainer, but I have 2 years, almost 3 years of experience for lashing. So I've learned some things along the way and I'm here to share it with you guys. And so today I wanted to focus on getting a very fluffy mega volume set. So last week's video, if you guys are interested, it's more of a textured mega volume look. They're both mega volume, but one is definitely more on the fluffy dense side, and then the other is more spiky and dense, and this one's fluffy and airy. And so, I mean, regardless, mega volume is going to be dense. It's going to be very compact because the fans are fairly wide. But this is where I kind of wanted to touch upon the fans and how important they are in creating a certain look. So because this one is super fluffy, I tried to focus on the fans being extremely wide. This not only allows me to get that mega volume look, but if you are in a rush, it allows you to cover more surface area without having to lash every single one of the eyelashes. But my goal ultimately at the end of the day is always to get 100% of those eyelashes because I really value the quality over quantity. Even if I have a client afterwards, I kind of explain to the client that's getting the mega volume or volume set that it can take about 3 to 4 hours. Depends on how many eyelashes they have or if they even care to get 100% of their lashes lashed. So this set, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about, and I already mentioned how the fans should be wide. This will add that nice little fluff at the very tips of the lashes, and if you stay tuned at the very end, you'll be able to see what it looks like. But try to focus on wide fans when you are creating a mega volume mega volume set. This will allow the girls to get that really glamorous look that they're looking for. And in my opinion, I actually do think you should do 100% of the lashes with these wide fans because it adds a very, very dense mega volume look that gives it that step up from just a regular volume look. So when I make the fan super wide, because it's 0.03, I could also pick up a few more little hairs, making this a super wide and dense fan. And then when you kind of add all of those on each individual eyelash, it turns out to be a very, very, very dark set. And not only will this help you with your lash speed if you're not looking to do 100%, it can also help you with getting a very nice dark lash line. And I know some people really focus on the lash line, so I just wanted to put that in there, that when I do wider fans, the lash line does always tend to look a lot more dense, and it's very dark, which I personally like. And so this was actually kind of like a fill, not really, because it's been like a month since she came in, but I kind of treated it like a fill because there are still multiple lashes left from the previous set. And so when you're doing mega volume, I was lucky enough that this client I didn't have to do taping methods with, but something that you might want to take into consideration is taping back the already existing lashes from the last set. This way you can isolate those hairs that are left over and you won't have to kind of deal with the surrounding eyelashes. But that's usually for people who have a lot of layers of lashes, and this client didn't necessarily have that, so isolating wasn't an issue. But I know that the taping methods are very popular, so I would recommend looking into that. You can find some taping method videos on my channel, but I definitely will make a future video, an updated video on that, because I do use that method sometimes as well. Another tip for mega volume fans and sets in general is to make sure that the humidity in your room is up to par. Something I did notice, because I live in Canada, it is during the winter seasons right now, so the room is super dry. This is due to the heater being on all day, and when the room is dry, your lashes are not going to dry the way you want them to. Even with a curing solution, I trust my curing solution like no other. But even then, I still find that my glue is just not drying as fast as I would want it to. So I do have a humidifier going. I put it on full blast and I keep the door closed in my lash room, and I shut the heat off. All of this together is still very hard for me because it's just so freaking dry in my condo. And I noticed that it slows down my lashing time because I'm waiting for the glue to dry before I can go ahead and isolate the next lash. But also, when I let go of the lash, sometimes it's still not dry. And what happens? It sticks to the next one. Mega volume sets are so dense anyway, so you have to be very careful, because if you move on to the next eyelash before the other one has completely dried, you're gonna be stuck with a whole mess of lashes just clumped together, and that eventually will damage your client's natural lash, which is the last thing that you want. So please take that into consideration and be very cautious of it, because you don't want to ruin anybody's eyelashes, but you also want to be able to lash at a speed that will help you move forward quickly. And I think that's also why this set took so long, because I was kind of struggling in the beginning, but as the humidity increased, my lash time started to increase as well. So that's something that I am going to be taking conscious notes of. And as for my tools, I kind of want to start talking about my tools. I will be mentioning them more often. So in this set, I am using FORABELI Pro Care Glue. I will probably be repeating that glue a fair amount because it is my favorite glue. I like the consistency of it, and with the right humidity, it works like a charm. But I do find that the drying time isn't as fast as some other glues. However, it's still my favorite glue. Retention for them is amazing. Like I said before, this mega volume set, even though it was a month, it looked pretty full, and then until I removed the outgrown ones, then it started to look more sparse. But I really do really like the FORABELI Pro Care Glue. And then I'm using Next Care Tape, I'm using Green Life under eye pads, and I'm using LASHGOD isolation tweezers, and then I'm using Live Bay Lash Gold Crusher tweezers, I believe, and these angled tweezers are great for mega volume. And that's basically it. For the actual lash trays itself, I'm using Nagaraku for the very longer lengths, and then I used AGUUT from AliExpress. I don't know if it's Agud, but I have mentioned that brand before in my other videos, and I really like their lashes because they just fan very nicely, and I find that Nagaraku does as well, but it's not as what do you call it? It's not as cheap as the ones that you get from AliExpress. So I always try to go for AliExpress. I mean, there's a lot of great, amazing brands out there, but they are quite pricey. So, you know, I would suggest to look around and see what works and what doesn't. And yeah, that's basically it for all of the tools that I use in this video. Everything else is very generic, like the glue ring. Everything that I am mentioning is also linked in the description box below, so please feel free to go ahead and click on those links. They are affiliate links, and everything that I make through the affiliate links, I try and make these videos better, or I try to add it to my lash business. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned and to see the very end. You will see the final results. This took about 4.5 hours, but I was also talking, which I usually don't, so that's probably why it took so long. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Leave a like button if this was helpful in any way, and if you're new here and not subscribed yet, it would mean the world to me if you were to subscribe. So thanks guys, and see you guys next Sunday around 6:15. Bye!
lights that you only like jazz and blues. It's gotta be smooth for you, yeah, yeah. And you know that's right. Baby said she chillin' on the own of the vibe, and that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's why I like you. Check, check, yeah, and I gotta admit, find you a bad thing, made me wanna commit. See, I'm loving the way you be tryna play hard to get. I tried to slide in your lane, you was not with it, yeah, yeah. And it's a bop, ain't it? See, now me, I like to dance, cause my soul feel it. See, you're tryna shake something, really move your hips, yeah,